So let's just get right into it. So this is the development update. This is from yesterday. It was written by Chris Barrett, who, if you haven't been following, has been very active on Twitter the past couple weeks, talking to players, getting players' feedback on a lot of stuff, which is what we need right now. So it says, hey everyone, a few weeks ago we published a dev update with some details about our plans for Destiny 2. With the first of those downloads out the door, we're following up on the conversation with a clearer outlook on when more features and content will arrive in the game. Roadmap contains a series of updates that are scheduled to land in the weeks and months to come. Everything you'll find below will be delivered to every player of Destiny 2. Some of these delivery dates may change, but everything you see listed here is being worked on by the team. While there are larger projects in development, these are the game enhancements that you'll find in your immediate future. If any of these deployments change, we'll let you know. So here we go. That's what we got. So 1.1.2 Masterworks patch. That's deployed, right? That's what we got on Tuesday. Armor Masterworks, raid reward improvements, Prometheus lens buff, Flashpoint milestone fix. Flashpoint milestone. Oh, that was the Cade thing, where if you did a milestone on or a flashpoint on Mercury, he asked you how the weather was in IO. Exotics and heroic strikes, Mercury challenges on adventures, clan anthems from Nightfalls fixed, challenges and quick play fixed, dismantle timer for Masterworks cores, and the Akora waypoint fix, which is probably the most important fix that they've made to the game in quite a long time. Where was I? So then the next one we've got coming, which is at the end of this month, end of February, is Strikes and Social 1.1.3, and they're saying that'll be Nightfall scoring and high score tracking, which we saw looks like it was going to be a new way to kind of get rid of the timer on Nightfalls and go to sort of a score target. Emblem and aura rework. Fire team members on the destination map hype. PC public text chat. We'll be able to opt into that, which would be awesome. So you can yell at those Randys that don't know how to make the Blight public event heroic. In public chat, you can type to them, hey, dumbass. Okay, shoot the big Blight. Exotic repetition reduction, which means we will no longer get Graviton forfeit once a day, which will be nice, but it'll be kind of be sad to see that meme go away. Companion mod and shader interactions, not 100% sure what that is. Oh, okay, so I must be able to look at mods and shaders and interact with them via the companion app. Companion vendor viewing, being able to see the vendors on the companion app, and then Nightfall Strike unique rewards. Now anything you see here that's got the asterisk on it, highlighting yellow, they said that those are stretch goals for that date and they may slip to a later release. So those unique rewards, they might not make it the 27th, they might slip to the March 27th or later. So okay, and then 1.1.4 is Sandbox and Crucible. That's March 27th. So the end. So pretty much we're looking like, we got an update kind of each month. This will be the March update. That's weapon and ability sandbox changes, which this is the stuff that we'll look at in the TWAB this week. I think they covered some more details on the sandbox changes. Heroic strike modifiers, Iron Banner 6v6. So it sounds like they're gonna test out some 6v6 game modes in Iron Banner, which would be cool. Weekly Crucible playlist, including Mayhem. So Mayhem will be coming back. Crucible ammo and gameplay tuning, which sounds like something else they would cover in the TWAB. Nightfall challenge cards. Not 100% sure what those are, but I'm assuming they were, there's some sort of a challenge for running the Nightfall. Hopefully to get unique rewards. Maybe these two go together. Crucible quitter penalties. So you'll be penalized for quitting Crucible matches. Repeat Crucible map and strike protection, which would be nice. Won't be playing the same maps and the same strikes over and over again. Exotic weapon and armor sandbox changes. Again, this one's the stretch goal for there. But it sounds like they're going to be doing some rework to the exotic items. All right, and then 1.2.0 in May. Okay, so this is where they call Season 3, and I know Barrett mentioned on Twitter that this is when the second DLC will drop. So the second DLC is going to drop in May, along with Season 3, along with these changes. So We got prestige mode for Eater Worlds. We have seasonal Crucible rankings, so it'll be ranked PvP by season. Private matches will be coming in May. A vault space increase, multi-emote, exotic masterworks, seasonal vendor progression, faction rally improvements, and the mod system improvements. So those are all the updates that we can expect in the next 4 to 5 months, right? What, February, March, April, May? So we don't have an update listed for April. That doesn't mean there won't be one, it's just not in here. But we've got the stuff planned for when they release the new DLC in Season 3. And this just says, beginning tomorrow and in the coming weeks, we'll dive into the details of the features outlined above, featuring screenshots or developer commentary. If this forecast changes, we'll share out a new version of it with new dates and expectations. We know you have new questions about everything you just read. We look forward to answering them. Cool. We got a roadmap. Like, this is, since D1, this is all we ever wanted. We want a roadmap. Let us know what's coming. When can we expect it? Perfect. I'm totally cool with this. And the Strikes and Social update for the end of this month looks really cool. I'm excited for that. But as you know, I've been playing a lot of Iron Banner this week, and I'm getting back into the PvP. I'm having a lot of fun with the PvP right now, so I'm kind of looking forward to the Sandbox and Crucible stuff. So why don't we go ahead and we'll get into that. So now we've got from today, from DMG 04, this week at Bungie, February 1st, 2018. This kind of goes through what happened. So they deployed a new update to Destiny 2 live on Tuesday, infusing the player experience with Armor Masterworks and raid mods, which is the stuff that we've been kind of checking out this week. And restructured the rewards for Leviathan and Eater of Worlds. Mentions the patch notes. On Wednesday, the new comic came out. I actually haven't read that yet because I've been pretty busy at work. But I know the first comic was really good, so I look forward to reading that second one. You can find that on Bungie.net too. And then they also mapped the road ahead, which is what we just looked at. Okay, so it says, with all that said and shipped this week, we have many new questions to tackle. When's the next Sandbox update? Have you heard our feedback about movement in Destiny 2? What about shoulder charge? Alright, all the Titan mains were real salty when they nerfed shoulder charge. So here we go. Sandbox developer commentary. On the developer roadmap, we forecast one update that players have been talking about a lot. We've been gathering lots of feedback about the Destiny 2 Sandbox, and seeing it on the deployment schedule sparks more questions. There's design lead Josh Hamrick with the first of many rounds of answers. Alright. Before I get started, I want to lend some context. The Sandbox team is currently working on lots of updates for Destiny 2 over the next several months. As those various delivery dates approach, there will be many visits from me or my teammates. Know that we'll be chatting with you again and again to share more details with you as we acquire them. This meal will span many courses. Here's the first. We've begun playtesting a series of changes that you will have in your hands in the next few months. Sandbox has lovingly begun to refer to this series of changes as the Go Fast update. I gotta see what this picture is. Oh, yeah. And there's a Top Gun reference. Okay, everybody in Echo 254 should be able to appreciate that. That's good. That's good. Okay, so the Go Fast update. These are the changes we're currently playtesting. They're not guaranteed to ship, but the outlook is good at this point. So our goals for this round are to provide individual players with more hero moments by increasing overall speed and mobility. Okay, cool. Alright, so here's the actual bullet points. All three glides plus catapult and strafe lift have been retuned and buffed to make them more unique and faster. Cool. The mobility stat has had its range expanded and been completely retuned as well. In short, everyone gets faster and the high end is higher. Okay. Player's ground speed cap has been increased, allowing for faster total movement speed regardless of how you may get there. Okay. So we're gonna be able to go faster. Like, just travel faster overall. Cool. Arc Strider, Sentinel, and Striker will all move faster and at the same speed as one another while in their supers. Okay. Arc Strider as a whole is performing well in PvP, but mostly due to its neutral game perks. We've made the following changes in an effort to get the super to be a more competitive option. faster attack animations, faster dodge animations, and increased range of all attacks. Awesome, because right now it's pretty useless in PvP. At least the super is. Alright, super recharge faster for everyone. Nobody's gonna complain about that. We've buffed several weapon archetypes, including but not limited to hand cannons, pulse rifles, sniper rifles, and shotguns, and a few specific perks as well. Key goal here is to make shotgun, snipers, and fusions more prevalent in the game. Okay. I'm down with that. I've been sniping all week. It's fun. I miss sniping. I'm down to snipe more. As long as this doesn't entail giving people snipes and shotties all the time. I don't like that. I still like having gun battles, but it is nice to have that kind of spike in power every once in a while. Alright, we've also been working side by side with our friends on PvP to increase the pace of PvP combat and the frequency of power play. Here's the sneak peek at their hard work. Player respawn times for all quick play modes have been decreased. Cool. That gets you back into the game faster. That'll get the games moving. Power ammo respawn timers for all quick play modes have been reduced 30%. Okay, so more power ammo. Power ammo respawn timers in survival have been reduced 40%. This is kind of a cool one because survival only has the one heavy location. So having that pop up more often will kind of create more interesting fights in survival. So I think that's an interesting change. I'm curious to see how that'll play out. And power ammo respawn timers and countdown have been reduced by 25%. So across the board, you're getting more heavy ammo, or heavy ammo is dropping more often. Whether you get it or not is a different story. Alright, ammo counts have been adjusted in relation to these timers and in relation to weapon type. Enemy players now drop power ammo on death. Okay. So mayhem rules. Interesting. The dropped brick is available to anyone until picked up or 30 seconds have passed. Okay. So does that mean if you kill somebody, they drop a heavy brick, their teammate could pick it up? Or one of your teammates could pick it up? So it's a little different than mayhem, right? Because mayhem, the brick only drops for you. Okay. Cool. I'm cool with that. Finally, shoulder charge changes that went in a couple months ago have been fully reverted. Okay, shoulder charge movement utility was perceived as more valuable than its damage utility, which made it feel bad to actually hit somebody with shoulder charge. The movement was effectively a free dodge. Okay. The goal of the untargeted distance nerf was to discourage using the ability as a movement mode by making it only effective when using against enemies. In retrospect, we think this change was a mistake, and we have heard you all say the same. We believe there are a number of gameplay items like this that perform or are used differently than we expected, but are thoroughly enjoyed nonetheless. In the future, we want to embrace the state of gameplay items like that and balance around it, not against it. This is a cool line right here. All right, let's read that again. We believe there are a number of gameplay items like this that perform or are used differently than we expected, but are thoroughly enjoyed nonetheless. In the future, we want to embrace the state of gameplay items like that and balance around it, not against it. So no more of this isn't the way the game's supposed to be played, or not as Bungie intended, or whatever you want to call it. They're saying that all these little tropes that the community comes up with, whether it be using a shoulder charge to change direction quickly or something like that, instead of them balancing their games to limit that or eliminate that, they're going to balance their games around that and say, okay, you know what, this is something the community found, this is something that the community has developed, this is a very organic, they're calling it gameplay atom, but it's organic play style, right? We're not gonna make a detriment to that. We're gonna support that. That seems like a big philosophy change from Bungie. That's really cool. All right, One final note that will be important to all the snipers out there. Many of you have rightfully complained that sniper flinch is too hard when you're taking hits, especially as they are now power weapons. We have dug into this and found that somewhere along the way towards shipping D2, we acquired a bug that is preventing us from being able to successfully tune this to the values that we would all like. While the current batch of changes we are playtesting go a long way to bring snipers back to where they should be, this bug will still prevent them from feeling perfect. That bug, which we are actively working to fix, requires some deep changes to the art of each individual sniper in the game. That will take us a while to stomp out. We'll get it fixed and push out to you as soon as we possibly can. More bugs. Right? I mean, we like to think that they took the extra year that got us ROI and developed Destiny 2. But then at the same time, it seems like they rushed them out. Because I don't know how... The flinch on sniper rifles is bad, like to the point where they don't feel anywhere near the way they did in D1. And I find it hard to believe that nobody felt that and said, holy shit, you know, these flinch more than they should. Nobody, or they just didn't care. Like, yeah, it happens. We got bigger fish to fry. Either way, that sucks. Because that would have been one thing that when it would go a long way into helping snipes, is being able to reduce that flinch. But sounds like somehow it's baked into the artwork of the guns. I don't know. All right. Like I mentioned, this is the first part in a series of sandbox updates that we hope you come to enjoy. As these changes continue to solidify. We'll have more to say. The next items on our agenda after these changes include the mod system rework, which we plan to use to buff ability cooldowns. Okay, let's read that again. The next items on our agenda after these changes include the mod system rework, which we plan to use to buff ability cooldowns. Okay, so mods 2.0. It sounds like it's gonna focus on ability cooldowns. We got that, right? Mods right now, that's what they do. Your grenade cooldown, like your void grenade cooldown, your void melee ability cooldown, your void class ability cooldown. Like we've got that already. Were they just gonna increase like mod 2.0 going right? Because what the mods went out to like May, and we're gonna use them just to buff it. I hope it's more than that. I hope it's more than that. And the exotic balance pass. We're also continuing to evaluate Destiny 2's weapon slot system and how all the different types of weapons in Destiny fit into the game, how they're being played, and what we can do to improve that experience. Expect to hear more from that. This still concerns me, right? I hope we don't like rewind back to the D1 system. I don't think that's the right solution. I think this stuff that we looked with the power ammo, I think that goes a good ways. I hope that if they increase it and they have it dropping off of people, they drop the number of rockets that you can get to 1, and then keep the amount of ammo that you get for snipes and shotties high, because I think that is I think that's the way you do that, right? So right now the rockets are like a free kill. So you need to de-incentivize that by only getting 1 of those, where snipes take a little bit more skill. Shotguns require you to take risks. Fusions require you to, time stuff. You gotta time your charge. Those stuff that require more risk and a little bit more skill, those ones should, I think, have more ammo. So you're taking a risk by selecting those. You're taking a risk by using those, putting yourself in those positions. You should get the potential for more kills. Okay? All right, overall, I mean, there's a lot of stuff there, and there's a lot of stuff coming into Destiny 2. And I'm totally cool with it. I liked pretty much everything I saw here. You know, I hope that they take everything far. You know, I want them to take risks with some of this stuff. If some of it breaks the game, it breaks the game. It happens. You can't tell me you can't control Z that shit. Right? But it sounds like Crucible is going to be a lot faster. Sandbox is going to change to speed games up, which will be good. I'm cool with that. I like playing at a fast pace. Now we'll be able to keep playing at a fast pace, which would be cool. And that alone should change the meta, right? You know, people are going to be able to close the gap quicker. They're going to be able to get out of the way quicker. So these long-range engagements might not work as well, might not last as long. And then they said they were buffing weapon types. Okay, so not nerfing stuff, but buffing stuff, which is good. I'm cool with that too. I'd rather see buffs than nerfs. Alright. So if you're watching this later, I'm Rock City Roller, and that was your weekly TWAB update. If you like my content, stop by at www.twitch.tv/RockCityRoller. Thanks. Alright.